Hey guys, I have just spent 4 days and 4 nights living in this MDC USA off-grid camper, and I want to show you everything about it. But before I do that, I want to show you this. Hooking up this trailer is actually pretty easy because of this. Watch. So, this does have a handbrake, which you kind of have to remember to disable while towing. But on this flat concrete pad, I can release the brake and I can actually move this heavy trailer around just by hand a little bit. So to line up the spin versus the Cruise Master hitch is actually not that difficult. So now I could just move and lower and it should latch really easy. And then we have our 3D gimbal hitch. Bam! And this cover kind of reminds you that everything is correctly connected. For this part of the video, I'm at Tumbleweed Ranch, which is TFL's property, and we do have a little bit of off-road terrain here, including gravel roads, Andre's Pit, which is several obstacles, and of course insanely difficult pond course by Onyx Off-Road. But the whole point of this trailer is that it's narrower than most American design trailers. As such, first of all, I don't need special towing mirrors. I could see alongside of this trailer pretty easily. I could see all the way down the side and what's happening on my side and behind me. And also for off-roading specifically, the track width of the trailer tires basically matches my full-size truck, which is this Toyota Tundra. And that's going to be really important here as I'm crossing a couple of holes here and also these ruts that are made from in the mud here. So the whole thing about this is that as the truck, your four-wheel drive, as it's making progress through mud or sand or loose terrain, it's kind of pecking down that terrain, and so the trailer can follow a little bit easier rather than having different widths and different types of terrain. So that's number one. Number two, let me see if I can run a couple of obstacles with this truck and trailer. Okay, so it looks dry enough and not soupy. It did rain this morning, but I'm actually going to descend into Andre's Pit and try to come up a couple of different ways, maybe through logs or maybe holes, and see how the suspension and how this trailer is behaving. So I'm going to try holes first, and then maybe I can do it again and try logs and really see this suspension move. I'm going to throw my Tundra into 4 low, put it in neutral, 4 low selected. Yep, that's engaged. Put it right there in drive. And now I'm going to try to climb. This trailer maximum loaded weight is 7,700 pounds, and the way it is right now, it's a bit under that because I don't have it fully loaded. As such, even maybe some of the more capable mid-sizers could pull this, technically speaking, especially if you have an off-road mid-size truck. But a full-size truck or heavy duty will have no issue pulling this trailer. That seemed easy enough. I really want to see how that suspension is moving. So let's do the logs next. This feels weird. The truck is starting to struggle for traction. But I don't think the trailer cares. Let me see. And of course the cabinetry in this trailer is all like super uber durable and with marine locks, so nothing is sloshing around, which is really great. I'm here at our pond off-road course at Tumbleweed Ranch. There's, well, nobody around me for at least, I don't know, several hundred yards. But this is the easiest and the most comfortable off-grid camping trailer that I've experienced over the last 20 plus years. Let me show you. Come inside. This is what I'm talking about. You pop this out and it still doesn't open the drawer. They're very secure, and then you have to twist it. So in order to open the drawer, you really have to mean to open it, which I actually love, and especially in an off-road camper like this, or in like a boat, for example. If you had like a cabin cruiser with some cabinetry inside, this is the way to go. This is just another example. This is the sliding bathroom door. Closes and opens for privacy, but it does lock in here and also on the floor. So you could just push this all the way down, and now it's pretty solid. It's not gonna move or bang. So when you're going on those rough trails like I was just on, this is really cool. My family's not here, but when we were at the lake, my son was sleeping here. That's why I left this open. My son is a pretty tall dude now. He's about 6'1", and he was able to, let me take off my shoes. He was able to lay down here, no problems. He's about 6'1", just maybe an inch shorter than me, about the same size. And this, of course, converts to a dinette that I'll show you in a second. But in order to demonstrate the real power and convenience of this trailer, of course, I have my AC going already. I want to do this. I want to find my popcorn. We are off-grid. There is no electricity here. The microwave is up here. And this XT19 model of this trailer is meant not for families necessarily, because it can sleep up to 3, but it's meant for maybe a couple on vacation, maybe a retired couple, maybe just any couple. But there's no power anywhere near us, and I can just do this. The inverter is already enabled. I'll show you that. No big deal. And this trailer has 800 amp hours of battery, which is underneath this couch, and it has about 1250 watts of solar on the roof. And it's very efficient, and I monitored it during my 4 days and 4 nights in this trailer, and I could never run it out of energy. Let me show you. So we started with 100% charge, and we ran our AC overnight because it was a super hot day yesterday and the trailer was in storage. And now we're charging up, although it's a kind of a cloudy day, early morning, so we're charging up again with solar. Okay, now it's been about 5 hours. It's been a very cloudy day, but right now we're getting some sun. So pretty impressive. The battery, the solar panels are actually charging the battery relatively quickly. All right, so this is day 2, and we have a sunny day, and it's about 10 in the morning, and it's charging really, really well right now. Almost, 50 amps going into the system. So yeah, the solar capability is impressive. All right, so it's a half day of sun. It's fully charged, and I just turned on the fridge as well. I want to test it out and see how this works. Alrighty, this is at the end of day 4. We're packing up, and now I just wanted to show you the final energy look. And it's at 97 and charging very quickly. This is about 10 in the morning again. So I'm very impressed as far as the solar capability is off the chart. I was a little worried. I was running the fridge, the AC, we had the microwave going, charging, lights. I'm impressed. This is the Renogy screen monitor, and the microwave is currently running, as you may hear, and it's using about 118.4 amps of current. And it says if I was using my microwave non-stop, it will take me 6 hours to completely drain these batteries. Of course, I'm not going to be running my microwave for 6 hours. But it's a great way to monitor incoming solar air and also the power you're using, so you always know what's up. And here's my other controls. I have my screen monitor, my furnace, my water heater, pump and gauges for the water tanks, DC outlets around the RV, and my toilet and fridge. And here's the fridge. I've set it at kind of a medium setting, and it's also using some energy right now. And I did use it over my camping trip. This lock is not my favorite. My small brain is not able to kind of completely figure it out yet. But I don't have anything in here right now, but I was using the freezer, and the freezer is down here. And I had some waffles and some ice cream down here. And you can almost already feel it. It's still very, very cold. So that's all. There are 6 switches. I don't have to light a pilot light for propane. I don't have to check fuses. I go around the camper in different ways. I can just enter, turn my AC, turn my fans on. Ooh, it smells like popcorn. Ooh, okay. Okay. Ow. Hot. As you can see, I don't do this often. Okay. Ow. If that's not a demonstration of the power of this off-grid camper, I don't know what can be. This bed is super comfortable. It's basically a queen-size bed. My wife and I stayed right here, and you could really block out most of the light in this trailer. There's this really great curtains here, sliders with a screen. There's this. You can have a little screen. You could also separate the two here. There is a hatch. Or you could blind yourself with some LEDs. So you could have as much light or as little light. And because we would, make s'mores in the evening, we would stay up a little bit later, I wanted to sleep in. So I was able to block out most of the light here. But it's not super, super great, once again, because when I was sleeping in here, I felt a tiny bit claustrophobic because all these cabinetry here is kind of surrounding me. So as I was kind of rolling over and sleeping here, the bed is very comfortable, but this space felt a little bit closed in. So that was just my personal comment. All right, converting this back into a dinette, it takes just a couple of little motions. And my comment here is it's not super intuitive. I mean, these legs are here so you could sleep on this. Now these legs fold in, and there's little buttons, but it's not always intuitive. There you go. Now I can move the cushions. Now just putting this cushion back, can put this here, put this back in here, bam, and now this turns into a pretty nice dinette, and there's more walk space here. And there's LED strip lighting everywhere, so there's a good amount of light. And the one comment I got from many of my friends at the campsite was that opening the door and entering the space felt a little bit like an occasion. Maybe they expected, older style wooden cabinetry, but they said it was kind of modern in here and with these white walls. And I kind of agree. It does have that modern feeling, which feels kind of special. Now let's get a little bit more comfortable outside of the trailer. I'm gonna enable the awning, click it into the open position, and it's powered, and it's pretty silent. Actually, everything about this trailer is pretty quiet. The Truma air conditioner on the ceiling there, from the outside you can't even hear it run. On the inside you can hear the fans. This is also powered and almost silent. And it's kind of a one-touch operation. We used it the entire time camping at the lake. It was protection from the sun, and one night we got dumped on with rain. And all right, so it's done now. I'm just gonna click it into a neutral position, just so I remember. Then I can pull out these legs. And within, how long did it take? Like, I don't know, 35 seconds? I can actually set up my awning. But I do have to stake the legs. I'll show you that in a second, because when the wind comes up, and it does a lot, you want your awning to be mostly rigid instead of flopping around all the time. So let me get a stake. There's lots of storage compartments. They have double latches and they're really double sealed, so no dust gets in. So any stake like this would do, and you really just kind of get a little hammer and get it secured there. But this saved us from the rain and the sun. That was quite nice. And here's a feature that my wife really liked. It's this outdoor kitchen. So it kind of pulls out this way. Stainless steel. First of all, it looks very, very impressive to begin with. Okay, so it's right here. Then you might say, wait a minute, it's pretty heavy and pretty jiggly. There is a solution. It comes with its own leg. So now, come up in here, insert the leg, extend your leg, secure it. Within a few seconds, you've got a pretty stable, solid cooking surface. Come around. Now you have a couple of these different shelves. I'm all about popcorn right now, sorry guys. You got your sink, of course you have water access here, and then you also have your burner outside still. Bam, right there. And you can kind of see MD USA, it's about quality. I mean, everything is just feels good, looks good, operates smoothly. That's what I've been noticing about this trailer. So this is pretty nice. I don't see a lot of Australian designed trailers, and this one really impresses me because of course it's got all the ratings. The frame you see here is galvanized steel, not aluminum. At first it almost looks aluminum, but they do a great job of galvanizing the steel frames, so they're very, very smooth. You have all the information you ever needed. The 19 in the name means the floor of the camper is 19 feet, but total length, spare tire in the back to this hitch is 25.4. You have your VIN up here, and then all of your payload ratings and all of your other information on these stickers. And all the bolts are very beefy and they're all marked. Look at this. They're marked with these lines. So you know they're torqued to spec, and you could see it all the way around the camper here, especially in the front. If you're interested in this type of camping lifestyle, you gotta check out ROA Off-Road. Use the link in the description below. They actually specialize in some of these MDC USA type trailers. Like I told you already, this is one of their most largest and the most luxurious and highly optioned units, the XT19 HRT Off-Grid Extreme. But I've just been impressed at how easy and simple. Just walk in, all the power is already available for you, and we never in 4 days were able to drain the batteries all the way down, even using AC, the fridge, the microwave, charging all of our devices. The lowest I ever saw this was at about 55% battery. So I'm hugely impressed, but of course it comes at a price. The starting price on an XT19 is around $110,000 to $120,000. Of course you can find some deals. Once again, check out the link below and just ask some questions. And they have multiple configurations. Some of them have bunk beds for families, some of them are smaller. MDC USA also makes pop-up tent camping trailers. So there's a lot of options, but I had a lot of fun living in this one for about 4 days and 4 nights. Thanks for joining me on this video. I'll see you on next one at oldtfl.com.